guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. It's not date or time specific, so whenever you come upon it, if it speaks to you, it may be your message at that time. You could be here as a cross watcher, that's fine. You may need to reverse the energy and may speak more to your experience, but always in connection with the person you're watching for or about. Also, welcome to the channel if you're new. I hope if you enjoy the reading, you'll consider joining us here by subscribing. I keep forgetting to ask, subscribe, please. It costs you nothing, and it helps me reach more people who need to hear these messages. That's a simple way that you can pay it forward. Okay, so we're past the new moon, Mercury stationed direct, all the personal planets are direct. Yay, so we should be able to resume the natural rhythm of life now that we're past all of that. We're still in the retrograde parade, but it's all the outer planets, and those tend to impact us more collectively than on an individual daily basis. All right, here we go. I am pulling from the Sword of Light. This is an Archangel Michael deck to activate the reading. Here we go. Please remember this is general, not private, so it may not resonate for all of you. If you are interested in a private reading, there's a link in the description box that will take you to my booking page where you can read all about it and scroll through all the testimonials of people who have had recent readings so you can see what their experience was. Here we go. Card 31, take control of your thoughts. Perfect for Aquarians, right? Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome you truly desire. Now, I personally have a saying that thoughts are not things, but through our thoughts we can create things. So if your thoughts are hereby creating your reality, and your thoughts are taking you in less than optimistic directions or less than higher vibrational directions, that's what this is speaking to. Okay, because you know, your outer world reflects what's going on behind the eyeballs. So I feel like that's a pretty powerful message for all the air signs. But today it's your message, Aquarius. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pull the spread, give you my general impressions, and then we'll get the details through clarifiers. Wow. Okay. Everyone is getting this Eight of Wands. So now that Mercury is direct, all the communication coming back online. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so things are definitely shifting. So here's what I'm looking at. What you're coming into the reading here, the present energy is Page of Wands. And to me, that's the contact. That's somebody reaching out. That's the good news. Seeing a text that you missed or a DM that comes in from somebody you haven't seen or heard from in a while. Hint, hint. Right? So the Page of Wands in this case, based on everything else I'm seeing, is coming through as that good news or first initiation of contact, and it's crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. The challenge has been you've been up against divine time. And this is Jupiter, guys. Jupiter was in such a perfect geometric alignment with the new moon when we had the sun and the new moon both at 22 degrees of Virgo just earlier this week. We had what is called a grand earth trine. In case you missed my new moon reading, I'm giving you the Reader's Digest condensed version. And the trine is the easiest of geometries in astrology. It's where we get the flow. So a grand earth trine was like a spinning vortex of manifestation. And one of the legs of that trine was to Uranus, which is the great awakener, right? The planet of surprises, breakthroughs, breakdowns. But Jupiter was there too. So that's what made it all about breakthroughs. So I feel like the challenge has been, when are we going to have the breakthrough of communication? But I feel like we're about to enter a phase where all of that energy opens up to you. In your unconscious awareness, the world, this is Saturn. It's about closing out a challenging cycle. A new cycle can begin. Lessons have been learned. Don't need to go back and repeat them. Whoo, freedom. It is Aquarius and Capricorn energy in this card. In the past, Eight of Wands. So we've been looking for communication, or maybe there was some. Or the hint of some, but I'm not sure that it came off because Page of Swords, curiosity, right? What's going on? What's going on with my person? I'm trying to get some information here. I need some clarity. And then in the future, the near future, we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles can be a little bit of guarded energy here. It can be a little bit like restrictive, constrictive, shut down, feeling the need to self-protect. And maybe that's because nothing has happened and you're sort of in this simmering kettle and you don't want to be, right, the frog in the water that gets boiled. So you're kind of in self-protective mode here. Spirit's talking to you about that manifestation though. In the hidden energies, your person is all about you. They're very aware of your energy. We have here in the outcome the Lover's card. And as you know, yes, is the Lover's union of your souls? Sure. Sacred connections and bonds, twin flames, soulmates, all of the above. It's also a card of choice. And in this case, both people have to choose. So we'll see what your person says about the energy of the Empress, which I believe is the majority of you watching. Not all, but most. 9 out of 10 people here identify as divine feminine. So let's jump in with the clarifiers. Page of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess, there's the Emperor, King of Cups. Right, you're waiting for word from this person, the keeper of your heart. You've maybe been in some form of separation or at least limited or very little communication. Timing hasn't been on your side up till now. That's been the challenge. But I almost feel like when and like, here's the thing with the World card in your unconscious awareness, it's definitely about, well, that was then, this is now. Why can't we just move forward? And, you know, I'm curious to know what's going on with my person right now. What's happening with them? How have they grown and changed? I know I've grown and changed. So this feels to me like I'm talking to potentially twin flames or soulmates that have not been in contact with each other for a little bit of time. So let's look at the World. King of Wands, Page of Swords again. Four of Cups. Oh, okay. So this may be because whoever it is you've been dealing with, this Emperor here, King of Cups, Emperor, now King of Wands, may have been unavailable for some reason, or at least you might suspect that. I'm only using the word suspect because to me suspicion is a lower vibe than intuition. Makes sense? But with the Page of Swords, we've got a little bit of a spire detective energy coming in and looking right at the back of that King of Wands like, yeah, I don't know what's up with this person. They've made themselves pretty unavailable. Whoever this is has not claimed the connection, and it's left you unhappy, disconnected, feeling the emotional distance, maybe feeling a little bit of disillusionment. And so here with the World, it's like, can we just move on with it already? It feels to me like you're really ready for a new cycle, and you have a lot of curiosity about someone who's been somewhat unavailable. So let's, for whatever reasons, it's going to be different for all of you. Let's look at the Eight of Wands in the past. Two of Swords, the Fool, King of Swords. Well, there you are, Aquarius. Yeah, I feel like in the past you went through the motions of trying to determine if you should just pull the trigger and call the person. I feel like that was what you were trying to sort through, right? You reached this crossroads moment. You were doing a lot of inner searching for some clarity around it, wanting to be sure that you were doing the right thing. So if that King of Swords is you, then this was you really giving a lot of thought to, should I just pull the trigger and reach out and call this person? Should I just take the leap and absorb the risk? So I'm not sure if you did, because we still have all this curiosity here and a lot of struggle around that Page of Wands, which to me is like the strike of the matchbook, where we ignite something that has been dormant for a while. And I feel like you gave it some thought. And maybe if you're not the King of Swords and your person is, perhaps you were just sensing their coolness, their distance, because we have the Four of Cups here as well, their emotional distance. Sometimes that King of Swords in reversed energy is not real inviting. They're technically really good communicators, right? But can be very selective. Not just with talking at all, communicating at all, but with what they say. So it could just be that you gave it a lot of thought. Here we are at the Page of Swords. You've got it in conscious and unconscious awareness. You still have some clarity you're seeking. Wow. Yeah. Whatever information you're seeking, it's definitely for the purposes of healing and reconciliation. I can feel this Five of Cups, the Four of Cups to the Five of Cups. It's like we've gone beyond disappointment and disillusionment to some real sadness, a profound sense of loss even. Some grief that needs to be healed here. Can also be representational of regrets of the past, like the woulda, coulda, shouldas that we all go through. So I do feel you're seeking some clarity, some information that will help you get through that process of healing, so you can come through on the other side with some form of a meeting of the minds, a win-win outcome, a reconciliation of sorts, making peace between you at the very least. Then I've got this Four of Pentacles in the near future. Five of Wands, Four of Pentacles again. Queen of Swords. Now we have the King and Queen of Swords. Definitely a good intellectual match. Probably really great. Probably a couple who, given the opportunity to catch up with each other, could talk for hours, could like talk through the night. This is that kind of a connection. It's more cerebral. And I feel almost like going forward, you're guarding against any kind of conflict, right? You want questions answered, sure. We have the Page of Swords twice. We jump up to that Queen and you're like, I'm only in search of the truth. I'm not here to create any conflict. Let's just create our line in the sand. What are the boundaries? What are the terms of engagement? So I do feel there will be some reluctance to engage because you're sort of guarding against any potential argument or tension, anything that would set you or them off. And that's why the Queen of Swords is in this, is in the below, because going forward, it's almost as if you're going to have to keep your wits about you. So let's see what Spirit's talking to you about the Magician. Yeah, well, all this considered, Spirit's pretty much saying, if you want to make progress, if you want to manifest a way forward and a fix and a solution to the problem, you're going to have to do the work. It isn't going to just be, land in your lap. You're going to have to work through the challenges, whatever this potential conflict is about, that will have you feeling so guarded. There's a choice to be made. There's a path to choose. And I'm feeling like Spirit's telling you it's in your hands. You have way more tools at your disposal than you could possibly imagine to find your way forward, to move through, work through, find creative solutions to the problem that bring about some progress. But that's a path that has to be chosen. And you cannot get there from here. And this is too shut down. This is too closed off. And for some of you, the good news is that there's a little bit of awareness of that. Like, I've got to be at least open to hearing what the other person has to say. You see, she comes with her hand extended. Her sword is upright. She's like, look, don't start none, won't be none. But she comes with some form of openness to engage. But Spirit's saying you're going to have to work through those difficult things that have you feeling so guarded. And you're going to have to let your guard down a little bit if you want to make progress. So on the one hand, yeah, I see the challenge here that there's no good news, that you feel like the time hasn't been right. And it seems like you want some form of healing and reconciliation, but then when we move forward, you put the kibosh on it for some reason, and Spirit's saying, yeah, you can't get there you can't get to what you want from that position. So let's see what your person has in the hidden energies with the Empress. King of Pentacles, Judgment. They're as worried as you are, my dear. This came through in the Capricorn reading as well. It was like, they want what you want. Y'all want the same thing. I don't know that you both want the same thing, but I know that you're both worried about the same thing. So that's good, because that means there's a level playing field. I don't see the Justice card, but I'm feeling her. Yeah, this person really wants to show up for you, sees you as the divine feminine that you are, wants to, be someone you can depend on, seeks the reconciliation, the second chance, forgiveness, even if it's required, because there may be something that has occurred here that requires a full, a flat-out apology. But they're kind of super apprehensive. Lots of anxiety, sleepless nights, worry. Almost like they're consumed with it. And I kind of feel you're consumed with it too, but going toward the near future, what I see if you don't self-correct is you're going to shut down instead of opening up. Remember, the Empress is receptive and open. And our little Queen of Swords here, hiding out in your unconscious awareness in the future, is aware that to some degree, if you want a dialogue, you have to be open to it. You can't shut it down before it even begins because you're afraid of conflict or tempers flaring. I mean, there may be some difficult things that have to be worked through and processed. And you both may need to remind yourselves that, it takes two. It does. It takes two for things to break down. It takes two to put things back together. And that's what I'm seeing here. And I feel like you both want the same thing in the end. But the way you get there is very different. So let's see the Lovers in your outcome position. Everything you want, guys. Everything you've wished for. All the happiness. All the love. It's just waiting for you. You just got to choose it. You just got to choose it. Oof. Everything is available to you. And it does not exist in this timeline. It doesn't exist in this timeline. Please understand the timeline that you want, the timeline you desire does exist. And you are already there. You have access to it. You just have to choose it. And I feel like you're both getting super close. Super close You know, we've got you both wanting the reconciliation, and yet we have you both sort of shutting down, getting paralyzed with fear, anxiety, you know, concerns about vulnerability. Well, Aquarius, I'm going to say to you words that you should respond to favorably. If you want what you want, let your freak flag fly. Don't hide out. Don't hide out. Don't retract. Open up, because something really powerful is about to shift here. And I kind of feel it happening like a Rubik's Cube. Remember that toy where you could hear it click, and you knew you were getting closer. And I never ever solved that puzzle, quite frankly, but I've seen people do it. And you know, while they were gazing at it, they would say to me, I unfocused my eyes so that they were blurred and just seeing color and then listening to the clicks. I know it sounds kind of kooky, but if anybody can understand that as a process, Aquarians can. So take control of your thoughts, because something powerful is shifting in your favor. Let's go ahead and see the astrology. But before I do that, the link to the extended is below. First sentence of the description box. And we're going to look at this Emperor, King of Cups, pretty much all the kings are here, plus the Emperor. King of Pentacles, King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Cups. All four kings are here, plus the Emperor. We're going to see how they show up, how they see the situation, how they see you, think about you, or feel about you at this time, all in accordance with this reading, and their intentions toward you and the connection going forward. So that's what we'll do in the extended. For this part, we have Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Jupiter here in the Wheel of Fortune, which rules Sagittarius. We've got Pisces here in the High Priestess, Aries in the Emperor, Scorpio in the King of Cups. The world is Saturn, which is Aquarius and Capricorn. Leo here in our King of Wands. Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius came out twice. More Aquarian energy here in the Fool, which is really the planet Uranus, which I spoke about with the new moon. More Aquarian energy in the King of Swords. Are you seeing a theme here? Queen of Swords. Okay, there's Libra. I didn't see the Justice card, but I felt her presence, and that is Justice is Libra, so we'll take the Queen of Swords instead. Magician is Mercury, direct, thank goodness, which rules Virgo and Gemini. Cancerian energy in our Chariot. Empress is Venus, direct, yay. Taurus and Libra. We have here the King of Pentacles is Taurus. Pluto in the Judgment card, which rules Scorpio. Lovers is Gemini. And the star is more Aquarian energy. The sun is the sun, which rules Leo. And we close out with our Knight in shining armor. The Knight of Cups is Pisces. That's what I have for you. Let's go see what this Emperor has to say. Bye for now.